Be the first on the island with the daily news in high definition. You're watching Phuket News TV.
Welcome to This Week in Phuket. I'm at the Memory at On Hotel. I've got someone sitting here with me to tell you a lot of story, but before that, let's have a look at the history of this place.
Located in the midst of Sino-Portuguese architecture is the iconic On Hotel, now renamed the Memory at On Hotel. In 1929, the original On Hotel opened with just 5 rooms charging 3 US cents per night. The name On comes from Un in Chinese language, meaning happiness for all visitors. The location was perfect for traders, and as demand grew, so did the hotel, which expanded to 30 rooms and then again to 49, where it is today. It's acknowledged as Phuket's first hotel, but it wasn't until the 2000 film The Beach, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, that the shabby On Hotel became internationally famous. Suddenly, the shabby became chic as tourists flocked to see the old hotel and even to stay in its less than 5-star accommodations. But now the old girl has a new lease of life with some loving renovations and rebirth as a mid-price boutique hotel. Looks like the On will live on as the Memory at On Hotel, still an important part of Phuket town.
Well, that's what then. Here is now. Join me tonight is Kun Jo, the hotel manager from the Memory at On Hotel. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
How are you?
Fine, and you?
We're good. We're actually very exciting to be here.
Yep. For us, it's quite busy today because actually we love to open since New Year, and then we try to finish up, but a lot of things to do, so it's delay, and now we cannot wait anymore. So we try to rush out open. Yeah.
Okay. How long actually that you used to timing for renovation of the place?
Yep. Our plan is just about 8 months. But after that, we demolish the hotel, and then because this building is very old, and we have to do many things, a lot of big job. That's why we delay, and then it's almost 1 year.
But we can see it's a lot of work, a lot of great work after it's finished.
Actually, we have a plan. Is we just try to keep the old things, but we try to make it strong and just safe for the guests or something. But after that, we have to do a lot of things. We find one thing is we find and then delay like that.
Oh, okay. We can see that it has been changing from the old style of the backpacker style and dormitory hotel to be a new style of boutique hotel.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit, what has been renovated, what else, what more elements that you add into the place?
Right. Actually, first we plan to set the hostel like a backpacker, but we want to renovate. But after that, we survey on many countries, and then we think that in downtown is not much a boutique hotel, and we found many hotels also we love it, so we love to do it boutique hotel. Also, our contractor, Konamphone, she loved the ancient thing, antique thing, something, and our owner also, the Miss Nasala, she loved it. So when she found something old thing, she loved to do it. And then we decided to change. Okay, we have to set the hotel, not only the hostel, but also let's say boutique hostel or something. Yeah.
Can we say this is one of the only boutique hotel in town now?
I'm afraid I'm not there to say that, because maybe many, let's say this, I Casablanca or something. It's nice. It is in downtown. Also, we love to do a little different things with other or something. But some hotel is budget hotel, they don't take it like a backpacker or something. Just they create a budget hotel, that's it. But for artists, not only the budget hotel, but also some backpacker also can stay. But backpacker, but let's say the room space is a little wide than other backpacker hotel, because I will show you after that. So you can see that because only the 4%, but space is a lot or something.
We can see that actually you have both the private room and then the dormitory room.
Yes.
And also some renovation on second floor with the bathroom and everything as well, right?
Actually, we do not want to make it a lot of room type because, but we don't have a choice because the old building, the structure is depends on the space available. So we have to try to do how this room is maybe bigger than another room. So we try after we build the building, and we see and we trying to select that space is almost as close as possible. So come to group. This is a suite, the memory suite, and this room is a memory junior suite, and another deluxe and superior. So altogether, 4 type of private room.
4 type
and
of private
dormitory.
Oh, okay. And on the second floor, I heard that you also added some of the rooms has balcony, which I think in the old day they don't have it, right?
Actually they don't have. But when we built this building, when we renovated this building, we think that is some private room is without window is maybe a little how to go roomy or something. So that's why we try to make it, if the space a little left, we try to make it terrace and the wooden decks. Some people love to see the sky or whatever, right?
Okay. You also kept a lot of old materials from the original On Hotel, right?
Sure. Because the table is from the old day, and just say behind me, the safe is very old.
That one?
Yes, very old things say on the old day. So we try to carry on, but we will stay show on the lobby. Even we have a plan because we try to collect some collection from the old building, and after we decorate and maybe we will show on the lobby. This is from the old day or something.
Oh, okay. And this is the soft pre-opening day. It's open today, right?
Yep, just open today because one of the guests is already reserved, and we afraid to face with them. We are not finished yet. That we try to rush and have to open today.
Okay. The plan for grand opening should be the timeline for the grand opening?
Yep. We hope green season. Let's say green season is starting on the next month after the Thai New Year. So hopefully we will open on the grand opening at the end of this month.
Okay. So for now, with your pre-opening and soft opening, this is the room and hotels is ready, and plan for the future of the area around as well, right?
Yep. A lot of things we have to do, continue. Let's say that lobby is just finished and we have to decorate, and we hope our dream like a mini plaza, small plaza, because most of the guests love to take a photo. During they take a photo, they can see that the old day what is going on, and something we will show like a small museum or something.
Like pictures of the old days on the wall behind me right there.
Right. And then another one is that we have a small gift shop, just memory gallery here. I'm not finished yet, but we will do it. And the next building, as you see, another one is a 2 block, and this one is we have a plan to build the restaurant. So after this restaurant is finished, our guests enjoy the breakfast or lunch or dinner or some small bars.
Oh, all very exciting new, and you know we quite excited to see it because it's very beautiful. All the ads on, for the memory at On Hotel. So thank you very much. For showing us today and joining us tonight.
Thank you very much.
Now is the time to look at some actions and fun on Songkran last weekend.
us where you want, when you want. Your smartphone, tablet, laptop, anywhere, anytime. Keep informed and up to date. Phuket News TV.
This week in Phuket, and now I'm with Mr. San, the project director from Evolution Cinema. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Oh, today is the best weather, very hot and very nice, everything okay, thank you.
Okay, it's looking interesting here because that's something new I haven't seen before. So this is what you do, right, from the Evolution Cinema. It's quite new for Phuket, so can you please explain me a little bit, what is it about?
Oh, we just opened 10 days ago, and this is our new project from Evolution Cinema in Phuket. And we presented this one like a new generation cinema planetarium. When you came inside, we have the very specific digital system with good resolution. We have 8.1 surround and 360 degrees around you. Yeah, this is the best view if you ever seen before, really. That's why people come, and we have many different cinemas and educational program for people.
So it's a high resolution, very complex, cinema system that you have in the back here.
Yes,
360
and this
degrees.
is yes, you're sure.
So what's the objective of having this here?
Okay, for today we have 3 different objectives, same, but first one is educational and studying program for social program for Thai schools and universities, which can help them to understand how the solar system and the sky view contain the names of everything and everything like this. That's why we now we wait of attraction from the University of Thailand to come here, and we have a lot of conversation with them how we can introduce our program for the Thai people and studying for them. The second object is for tourists, because this is like attraction and entertainment that they can come and have a rest from the shopping or something like this, about 40-45 minutes to see. And the third objective, this is a commercial system which can introduce your main idea, which introduce your project, the new wave or something else for different companies and people who can use this.
It's actually a very new idea. I've been in there. How many, since it's also for educational, how many languages is had available?
Okay, now we have the general 4 languages like Thai, English, Korean, and Russian.
Okay.
The same, we have Chinese, little 2 movie on Chinese. And the educational program consists from 2-3 languages, Thai, English and Russian, for everybody who wants to come.
Okay. So the duration is about 45 minutes?
Yes,
the programs?
It depends on the film. The long, it's from 22 minutes until 42.
Okay. And is there any cost if anyone interested to try it out?
Yeah, everybody now come and try out. We have the big promotion now for Songkran, for studying people, for children. They can come and see. The adult price is 365 baht. Under 12 years, the small kids can come and they can come only 50.
50 baht only?
50 baht only, and the children under 12, from 12 under 8, it's 150.
12 to 18?
Yes.
still student,
Yeah, student.
Ah, okay. So this is very interesting. And they can just come find the promotions, or where do they find these promotions there?
You must find the promo ticket. We get it at the Park Place in Central Festival. We printed some newspaper and I don't know, try to find it.
Okay, so if you want to try it out, find the promotion cards and then you can come and try it here. It's very interesting. It's a new style of media and everything, right?
Yes.
So we are excited. I think we're going to pop in and have a look. All right?
You've been inside?
Oh, we'll do so for sure.
How's your excursion about? What you can say?
I think it's very new, very new media that, available around here. So words can just tell, what it is, but the best thing is they should come and try it themselves, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us today in this week in Phuket.
Thank you very much for you.
Sawadee.
Bye-bye.
You're watching Phuket News TV. Watch us on KPP Cable TV Channel 1 every day at 7 and 11 p.m. Also log on to thephuket.news.com, click TV and watch any of our programs where you want and when you want.
Hi, Nick Anthony here. Tune in to the Going Green Show, talking to the people on the island that are making it a cleaner, greener and more sustainable place.
Nick Anthony on Going Green, Saturdays from 3 on Phuket's Live 89.5.
And welcome to Phuket in Focus. I'm joined here in the studio with Simon Ostheimer, the managing editor of the Phuket News. Simon, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks. Right, okay, let's talk about some of the stories. Quite a horrific and very dramatic reality that's just happened.
Yeah.
Front page, in cold blood. Tell us about the robbery.
Well, this is all the more shocking for everyone who works in this building, and the fact it was just across the road from here, and somewhere where all of us go almost on a daily basis. Thousands of people pass this shop, and it was a brazen gold shop robber. Early evening, he walked in, proceeded to ransack the place, and one of the customers went just to sort of tell him to calm down, I guess, and not try to stop him, but just calm down, just take what you want, leave. And the guy just turned around and shot him in the chest.
Within a split second?
Yeah, there was no kind of like, hey, sit down or get
there
back.
There was no, don't mess with me, I'm edgy, I'm on the go.
Yeah.
No, it was just literally a bang into the chest, I do believe.
And we had dramatic actual CCTV footage of it, which accompanied the story online.
Which lasts less than a minute. It's like, he's literally in there, the staff all run to one end.
Yep.
Mr. Apichet Chukileng, he goes in to actually just converse with him and then bangs, and it's all gone. Now he got away with how much? Around 2 million baht worth of gold.
And the store has now put up a 400,000 bounty on the robber's head.
And that's from the store, yeah, CP Goldmaster.
Yeah.
Because in the full story, it goes on. You go on to describe how the unfortunate fiancé of the victim was there. I mean, that is just tragic. This is just...
Yeah, well, they're in the shop choosing I think some gold to buy. I don't know if it was for jewellery or for what purpose, but yeah, they're in there together, and so she saw it happen.
Yeah, and in the full story, it goes on to say that she's now been compensated some money. She's been given given 20,000 baht has come from Phuket Provincial Hall, and then there's also another 10,000 been added to the award, and also a posthumous award for kind of bravery, I guess.
Yeah, but obviously nothing can make up.
Nothing's going to actually compensate.
I mean, you just have to hope that they catch the guy. Certainly, there's all incentive for people to give information on his whereabouts.
Yeah, and so there you go. If you were around there at the time, if you saw the number plate, because there was a bit of dubious about that, it was an old number plate.
Yep.
If you have any information, then contact the police, 191, and a 400,000 baht reward is up for anyone with any information. Okay, now it's coming up to Songkran, as we know. We're literally right around the corner, and it's all good fun and good times, but not all good fun and good times, because there are some people who have suffered in the past, and this is the reason why a lot of rules have been coming in.
Yeah.
You've got a story here in the Phuket Focus, The Dark Side.
Yeah, this is by one of our reporters, Cameron. Very good feature story, which looks at 3 people whose lives have been badly impacted by drink driving, which is something that's very, very common over Songkran. People have go out, have a good time. Invariably, then they drive home, drunk later on. And so 3 sort of tragic stories of the dangers of that.
Yeah, it's interesting as well. But I mean, there's a lot of tragedies here. A lot of people who've been disabled by the actual events, and it's quite interesting because something I've noticed is that a lot of people are kind of apprehensive about even taking part in Songkran because they don't want to travel anywhere on the roads because it's not only they're scared for themselves and who's around them but just for the whole nation as a whole is kind of like the roads are a lot scarier, which is why I'm sure you'll agree to recommend that people just stay where they are and just enjoy having a Songkran.
Your local neighbourhood, your local community, but that's the danger. Even if you're sober or you're doing the responsible thing, it's about the other drivers on the roads, and they're not sort of taking responsibility for their actions. So you can be the safest driver on the planet, but something could still happen. And we don't want to put a dampener on people's enjoyment of the festivities, but at the same time, it's something that you do need to be aware of, and you shouldn't hide this kind of tragedy. Yeah,
and this is in this case taxis and designated drivers and staying where you are is definitely a good thing. Now, going on, talking about taxis as well, have your say in the opinion pages where everyone's welcome to contact.
Yeah, this is people, you could write in a letter, you could send an email, you could comment on Facebook, comment on the PhuketNews.com on the stories themselves, and where we print sort of the best comments that we've had over the past week.
Now, this week, the Karon Kata tuk-tuk drivers, we will block the road, the story from last week, this has caused quite a reaction. There's some hardcore, there is a positive here. As a Farang, I support the Kata Karon tuk-tuk group, they are all over, and I've never had any problem going places in Phuket. But on the other side of that, there's this opinion from Jimbo, which says, army and police in full riot gear to crack some of these tuk-tuk idiots' heads is the only answer. Fight violence with greater violence, I say.
Well, like I was saying before the show, I think there's a lot of people out there who are fed up with the actions of the taxi and tuk-tuk drivers and the way that they're constantly standing in the way of the development of public transportation on the island, and this is just kind of an extreme reaction to it.
Yes,
obviously, we would never condone violence in any kind of way, but it does show that people
for sure this is
are fed up and upset and desperate. Why, if this doesn't happen now, when is it gonna?
This is an end of the tether sort of situation, and for sure, I agree. I agree that not to agree with Jim there. You can't fight violence with greater violence. That's just ridiculous. Okay, and we'll just have a quick story on the Iron Lady dying, Margaret Thatcher. She's a big name in the UK.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a full, I guess it's kind of a state funeral for her in the UK. But the big thing is the people's reactions to her passing away, and there's been a lot of sort of tributes to her, and people in mourning about, they say, one of Britain's greatest leaders, and then there's other people who said, thank God she's gone. And they've been holding death parties.
Yeah, they've said it in more than just thank gosh she's gone.
She's gone out, had big celebrations, and
the social networking sites were going crazy with people saying, and I think that the alternative comedian and writer and actor Russell Brand put it quite correctly. He said, it's not going to change anything. An old lady's just died. Someone who tore down Community has suffered by it herself because she was literally watering roses in a garden in London under police protection. It was like she was totally isolated from everyone. Right, okay, so that's enough of the Iron Lady. Life and style, also a great part of the Phuket News. Now, you went away. You went to Koh Yao Yai.
Koh Yao Yai, yeah. No, that was a great trip. I'd never been there before. It's so close to Phuket. I mean, we're there in 30 minutes boat ride. Took the family, and we just had a great time. It's this really kind of, I don't know if you've ever been, but really, as I said, rustic, rural, laid back. It's what I imagined Phuket was before all the tourists and international residents started arriving.
There's a lot of rubber going on.
A lot of rubber.
Well, I went to Koh Yao. I've been to Koh Yao Noi, with the family.
Here
it's
is
lovely.
more developed than Koh Yao Yai, but really, it was wonderful.
Excellent. So that's the story that you've written yourself in there.
Yeah, that's something I wrote. So that's
written by the managing editor. Special.
The lead travel story, and also in the People interview this week we have Chairman Pamuke from Phuket FC, and it's kind of an interview with him about why he got involved with the team, why he's putting all his money in there, and his sort of hopes and futures for this season.
And he'll be pleased because they're still number 2 in the league at the moment.
Yeah, in the promotion spot.
Excellent. Okay, so grab yourselves a copy of the Phuket News, now out and available in over 600 outlets for just 20 baht, and enjoy. Thank you, Simon, for coming in and talking to us.
Thank you, Jason.
Chok Di Nek Hap.
You're watching Phuket News TV. Watch us on KPP Cable TV Channel 1 every day at 7 and 11 p.m. Also log on to the PhuketNews.com, click TV and watch any of our programs where you want and when you want.
And welcome back to Phuket in Focus. Wahoopi is coming up, but first let's find out what happened when Tim Newton interviewed James Nielsen.
Thanks, Jason. And coming up very soon here in Phuket is a great event, an annual event called Wahupia. To have a talk to us about it today is James Nielsen. James, thanks for joining us.
Good to see you.
Tell us about the event.
Well, Wahupia was started about 4 years ago. We started out as a fun party for one of our shareholders and evolved from there. It's at Sipanwa. It involves lots of boats, lots of water sports, lots of beach, lots of sun and lots of fun.
Now, I saw some pictures from last year, and there were some pretty exotic boats there. What's the involvement of the boats?
Well, obviously Wahoo is based around luxury yachts, so we bring our boats there, and we invite a lot of our friends and their boats down. The idea is that it's just what a boat show really should be in terms of what you would do with a boat. You don't buy a boat to keep it in marina, you buy a boat to go and have fun at the beach and the islands with it. And it evolved from this little sort of nucleus of our boats and friends, and just grew from there. So,
how did the event come about originally?
Really a inebriated conversation between some friends where they said, look, they wanted to have a party. We'd just bought a floating trampoline, and so we put that in the middle, put the boats around it, and went from there. And so the first one we had 8 boats, the second one we had about 15, and this one we're aiming for more. But we've got more toys, more fun this year. So.
How did you end up at Sipanwa?
We're very, very friendly, and we've got a very good relationship with the owners and the team up there. Obviously, we do a lot of business with them as well, which helps. They've got a great venue with the pool club, with their own beach and their own pier, so it fit.
Now, what's the idea of the event this year? What's different from this year from other years?
Well, the whole event is really a showcase. It's to show, look, there are different things that you can do with boats, there are different things that you can do with the water. It's not always ABC. We're sort of mixing it up a bit. And especially when it comes to the floating toys, we've got 3 big floating trampolines, we've got a big floating iceberg, we've got a hamster wheel, if you can imagine that.
And so the people are the hamsters, though?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
It's a giant hamster wheel. It's inflatable so that people can go around on it. And then obviously a big archway over the pier, which will be a nice entrance for it.
Now, the actual boats that you've got there, what are some of the feature boats that you've got coming this year?
We've got 2 big floating platforms. Very good to have involved Shangani and Sky High as 2 big floating platforms, which are like the big party boats. So we've got live radio broadcast. It will be broadcast across all the boats. All the boats are going to tune in their radios to 89.5.
Of course.
Oh, absolutely. And from there, you've got that swim-safe zone in the middle with the floating trampolines and the floating toys, and then the other boats build up around it as a kind of a centerpiece in the middle there.
It's a great idea having a boat show that actually concentrates on the boats and concentrates on the fact that they're in the water doing what they're meant to do.
Yeah.
Is this something that could be sort of grow much bigger and almost replace the marina type shows here in Phuket?
Well, we want to grow it slowly. You know, it's not something that we want to see go from A to Z. We're growing it slowly and gradually. We've got very, very good sponsors on board. This year we've got a company called Beer Below Zero, which will be a nice addition, and people should come and check that out. We've got a lot of local companies as well, Thai companies involved, so it'll be a gradual growing, but I'd like to see it sort of get on the international stage as a different format of boat show.
Okay. All right, put it on an event like this, obviously there's not just you, there must be some sponsors involved.
We have some great sponsors and some really, they're more like partners than sponsors in the sense of their involvement. We've got the Indigo Pearl supporting us hugely with prizes, and they're there doing a display on one of the boats. Sipanwa with their Barber Pool Club, obviously they're actually hosting it with us. We've got SGS, the local security experts, marine suppliers, CNC Marine, who also work with the Phuket News. Other sponsors are we've got 2 boat companies as sponsors as well. They're providing the 2 boat floating platforms. And that's it, really.
You've done well to remember all those without an auto cue. Well done.
I'm sure I've missed one.
Wahupia, when's it on?
27th of April, so towards the end of this month, just after Songkran. It's a Saturday. It opens to the public at 12 and it finishes at sunset.
And we head down to Si Panois?
Correct, at the end of Al Maqam there, on Cape Panois.
We'll make sure we come down with our cameras and capture some of the action.
It's going to be fun.
James, thank you very much for joining us, and we look forward to the event.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
As James Nielsen there from Wahupia, and we'll have more of that on Phuket News TV in coming weeks. Back to you, Jason.
Watch us where you want, when you want. Your smartphone, tablet, laptop, anywhere, anytime. Keep informed and up to date. Phuket News TV.
And hello, welcome to the conversation here on Phuket in Focus. I'm joined in the studio with Jason Bevan, the General Manager of Class Act Media and Phuket News, and also Gary Krause from Legend Music. How are you doing, guys?
Very well, thank you.
Very well.
Excellent, welcome to the show. We're going to have a little chat about some of the stuff that's been going on around the island, but we'll start off with Songkran. Is it just too crazy now? What do you think?
Absolutely. Out of control. I've been in Thailand for around 15 years. And all my older Thai friends are telling me that back in the day, it used to be gently spreading water over your mum and dad's hands, a nice blessing ceremony, and then a relaxing couple of days.
Well, for someone that's only been here for 3 years, we love the fact that Songkran is crazy. I mean, it's one of the only holidays on the island where the Farang and the Thais get together. You see the Thais on the beaches. We interact really well together, and we've never seen anything like it, so we absolutely love the crazy.
I think that's a good point, that they just break down boundaries, because sometimes you can find that you're in a situation where there's Thai people and non-Thai people, and Farangs, let's say, all sitting at a table, going out for a meal together with friends, and it seems like there's a separation there, whereas Songkran just breaks down that boundary. I think you're quite right, and it's just going off. And the thing is that it's welcoming, isn't it? It's kind of like Thai people are welcoming everyone into be involved with this. But again, sometimes it's gone too crazy. There is the negative effects. There's the road sort of injuries, the deaths, phones. I know a lot of people moan afterwards because they didn't protect their phones enough. Cameras. And nowadays, these things.
Cameras, wallets.
Now, what do you see? What do you see in the future of Songkran? Do you think it's ever people are going to start following the rules more, or they're just going to keep on going?
I think the government's going to have to start to step in and put those laws back into place. They've banned the
super jet soaker.
Not the water pistol, it's like a long tube.
It's like a blaster, it's the blaster,
They've banned those.
It's like a cannon.
A few years ago. Those types of things can cause injuries, and if they keep allowing them to get bigger and stronger, and it's just got to stop.
I wouldn't want to be riding a scooter during Songkran.
Yes.
That looks just severely dangerous. And those guys that always have chunks of ice in their water and they hurl it at you. Bang.
Yeah, I'm sure there's been a few people been injured over the Songkran and Tiny Year. But anyway, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Right, okay, now on a dark note, the horrendous gold robbery at the gold shop just over at the Tesco Lotus here off the bypass road. Now, I think we've all seen the footage, yeah?
Sure.
Now, what would you have done if you were in Kun Apichat's shoes? Not the guy who was stealing, the guy who actually stepped in, because this is what we're focusing on most, I guess. I guess it was a scary experience for everyone. What would you have done?
Well, as an ex-South African, I would have had my head down and not looked at the guy in the face and stayed away from him, because the guy with the gun's dangerous. And in South Africa we're used to that sort of violence, which is why we moved here. And when somebody with a gun walks anywhere remotely close to you, you just you don't look him in the face, and you just keep to yourself and keep down on the floor, and you would probably live through.
Yeah, South Africa's pretty much been headquarters of conflict for quite a long time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this sort of occurrence is every day in every neighbourhood in South Africa. But it's alarming that sort of thing is coming through into Phuket.
It's horrific. And from an Australian perspective, Jason?
Well, Australians all think they're bulletproof, as I think we've all seen with all the incidents that Australians have been involved in over the last 12 months here in Phuket. But what Gary's saying is absolutely correct. That's what we should be doing. Everyone knows that if someone comes to try to mug you with a knife, you give them what you've got. Just give it away. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
It seems like in this day and age in particular, it just seems like there's a lot of desperation on the streets. Likewise, I think the reaction though was so quick. It's shocked a lot of people how, he didn't even give him one. It was literally just going to say like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And then bang, straight down. It was like split second. Now, do you see that this is happening more often in Phuket? Is Phuket becoming more scary? Not to try and fearmonger, but what do you think? The past, the present, and the future of this kind of situation? Are we seeing more of it or less?
Well, following the news, I've always had it in my head that this sort of thing happens down the south of the island. Rawai and Geelong is usually where this sort of violence happens. But now that it's coming closer to our doorstep, and my doorstep certainly, and the main shopping centre that we use, it is quite scary. We don't go to the south of the island if we don't have to. It's far, there's shitty traffic, and that's where the crime happens on the island. But seems like it's everywhere now.
The witnesses are saying that he had a southern Thai accent, so maybe he's come from another province where he's in the need for money. Maybe he's having to do this for a particular reason. And I think with the conflict that's going on in the south of Thailand, unfortunately we may see more people coming to an area which is more affluent than what they're living in.
Bright lights, big city, come and get a score here.
It's just such a pity that he has to take somebody's life. He could have got away with all of the things that he got away with without killing the guy. Without actually pulling the trigger. So
he seemed very, very at ease with it all as well. This was a scary thing as well. He seemed very calm, wandered in there, just everything kind of went, right, okay, now carry on, and then out. I'm kind of surprised because obviously in this day and age with CCTV cameras, they're there. He still took the risk. I mean, obviously he's wearing the mask and the helmet, but he seemed very calm about it, and no locking on the doors, which I thought was a surprise.
Yeah, and a lot of those places, like the banks, have all got signs: "Don't enter with your helmet on."
Yeah,
and I'm sure the gold shops have the same sign on the door. So how did he get in the front door in the first place? Because I know I've tried to go into a gold shop and heard my accent and thought, "Oh, we're not letting any Australians in." So they've not unlocked the door for a while. It's difficult to get into some of these gold shops.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Well, let's hope it's sorted out and it goes more towards a positive than a negative, and of course sympathies to the family of the victim in this incident. Now, we'll talk about the rainy season that's been rebranded now. Are you aware of this? This happened quite a few years ago, now known as the green season. Green, lovely colour, neutral, nice, natural colour. And now, how do we feel? Like, what are your thoughts on the rainy season now? Is it kind of like, is it changing the way you live here in Phuket now? And is there more? Is it sliding? What do you think?
I love the rainy season, but I drive in a car. So, I know that those that drive motorbikes and scooters don't like the rainy season. Personally, I love it. Our lifestyle does change a little. We watch more television. We don't go to the beaches frequently, but it's a nice, cool part of the year.
You were mentioning something about the beach before as well. What's another reason why you won't go to the beach?
Well, it's stormy season, so the sea's very choppy, and we get an onshore wind, and that tends to blow whatever crap is floating around. And that tends to blow whatever stuff is floating around in the ocean onto the beaches.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Looks like a rubbish dump.
But it kind of shows what we're failing at. Really, it's kind of like it's a reality check, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and I know that a lot of the artists on the island go out and make use of that and like do these recycled art projects, which are great and happening more often. It's more about that. What about you, Jace?
Well, I think with Phuket's either hot or wet. When it's hot, it's usually too hot, as we've seen.
And
in the
you're
last
wet
couple
anyway
of
because you're
months.
sweating.
And you sweat, and I've got 2 young children, and it's very difficult to find things for children to do that are outside in this heat.
Yeah.
Where you come to the wet season, you've got no need to go outside because it's raining. And there seems to be a host of new activities that are opening on the island for the wet season, that designed for children and families, which is, at the end of the day, the new demographic that's coming here.
Yeah.
It's the families the ones with small children. So you're looking at all the sporting facilities. You've got all of the new theatres that are opening up, playground areas. It's a good time.
So it's but it's forcing a positive evolution.
Absolutely,
it's kind of like good for, and this is important at the moment because as we sort of realised, there was 1 million visitors each month in January, February, and March, which is sort of seeing a lack of sort of dropping of tourists coming here. Now, what about this? Is there is the low season over? Is it just going to be like high season all the time? Because more people seem to be coming more.
I've spoken to a number of hotels and they haven't really had a low season for a number of years. The low season used to be predominantly no one was here. There was no market would here. The Europeans would come during their winter months. Now we're finding with all the direct flights or almost direct flights coming in from Australia, the influx of Australians into Phuket during the low season means that really there isn't a low season.
No, absolutely.
People have lost interest in travelling to Bali because of the congestion of traffic. People aren't going to go to Fiji because of the political problems that they've had in the past. Why not come to Phuket?
And it's cheap.
It's cheap.
Well,
and
it used to be.
It's hot rain, not cold rain.
The Thai baht's getting stronger, so it might not be that cheap anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But that's a good thing. I think that there's more people coming and enjoying, and like you said, there's more facilities being set up for this kind of situation. Very cool. And if people are lucky enough to get here quite soon, you're in full preparation mode, Gary, with Legend Music. Let's talk about the Battle of the Young Bands coming up towards the finale, May the 4th.
Absolutely. There's a few things coming up around that period, but yes, the Battle of the Young Bands is coming to a head. Voting is going really well for the bands that didn't make it through. So we're gearing up for it. The bands are starting to gear up for it. And we're all looking forward to getting onto the stage at Hard Rock Cafe.
Excellent.
And rocking it out.
Okay, guys, Jason, Gary, thanks ever so much for coming in and joining us, and nice to have a conversation with you.
Thank you.
All the best.
See you soon.
Good luck. Check it out.
You're watching Phuket News TV. Watch us on KPP Cable TV Channel 1 every day at 7 and 11 p.m. Also log on to thephuket.news.com, click TV and watch any of our programs where you want and when you want.
And that's another edition of Phuket in Focus. Join us next week when Tim Newton will be back, and join me on Phuket's Live 89.5 on Drive. Chok Dina Kap, Sawadee Kap, Pinong Kap!